Hi, I'm Amy Porter, and this is my podcast. My mission is to show people how to empower themselves through music, business, and media. I try to see as clearly as possible how I can help. I showcase the music that I've played and the people I've met along the way. I'm a wife and a stepmom. You might know me as a professor, a performer, a producer, a publisher, a recording artist. I'm the founder of a couple of nonprofits. Welcome in to my Porter Flute pod. Welcome to Porter Flute Pod. It's our series called Meet the Freshmen in our Go Blue Flutes platform, and you'll hear from the latest class of 2026. Each of them makes choices every day that sends them purposefully toward their musical goal. They'll tell us about what they love and why they made the choice to come to the University of Michigan School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Checking the vibe is Justine Sedke and Alan J. Tomasetti. I went to the vault and I found some J.S. Bach from my album called In Translation, featuring the cello suites for flute. Here's the Courant from suite number 6. Welcome to Porter Flute Pod. I'm so glad you're here. As a flute professor, I must go through a series of auditions for my undergrad, master's, and doctorate programs. These young people are trying to see if they can actually make a career out of music. I appreciate their candor and for being with me in the pod to help others who might be seeking a musical path by way of a university. Let's talk paper, meaning what your career looks like on that paper. Not the degree paper, the resume paper. If you're adding to your portfolio of degrees over time, like adding law or engineering after you leave the music school, you should tailor the resume to fit the interview. See, I always say a degree in flute looks great on a law degree resume. But a law degree on a flute performance resume is not such a strong way to represent yourself. Either way, you should know that you look like a smarty pants and you, my friend, could do anything in music or beyond music. And the alumni who are listening to this and aren't making a living in music, you know what I'm talking about. And I hope you feel you've made the right choice for your soul and your heart and your mind. So, starting the journey of discovery is where we are in this podcast. Today, we will feature the Freshmen, starting off with our local talent from Ypsilanti, Michigan, Abigail Middall. Abby has already made her mark and felt the power and might of playing as a soloist in front of an orchestra. Abby won the Ann Arbor Symphony's concerto competition, and this fall was able to perform Poem by Charles Griffiths in Hill Auditorium in a young person's concert. Take it away, Abby.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Middall, and I'm from Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is about 15 minutes away from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance at University of Michigan. I'm majoring in flute performance with Professor Porter, and I love it so far. It's so great being able to dedicate all my time to the study of music, whether it's practicing, playing in ensembles, or the classes I'm taking. If that sounds like what you've always wanted to do, then being a music major might be right for you. My favorite experiences so far have been either staying up late finishing theory homework with my friends or being in symphony band. The level of playing in symphony band is really high, so I always feel motivated to try my best in rehearsal, as well as put in time outside of rehearsal so I can come prepared. I remember the first time I had really exposed solos in one of our concerts. I was pretty terrified knowing that the conductor was counting on me to maintain the standard of execution. But at the same time, it felt great being entrusted with a responsibility like that. As a freshman in the music school, there are a lot of times when you're around such great players and everyone else seems so much more established than you and well on their way to their professional life. But it's exciting when you get to see yourself becoming motivated for your own reasons and busy with things that you're personally passionate about, just like those older students. You're developing your own reason for why you're here and why you're doing this, and that just feels really good. The amount of live music I'm able to see is also awesome. There's almost always some concert to see, and you might have to make a hard choice between seeing your friend in their oboe recital or another friend in their jazz showcase that night. In Hill Auditorium alone, which is our main concert hall here in Ann Arbor, I've seen the Berlin Philharmonic, the Ann Arbor Symphony, the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra with Wynton Marsalis, and a bunch of our college ensembles just in the last 3 months of living here. Even though life becomes super busy in college, I've found it so rich in memorable experiences. Any incoming college freshman has that to look forward to, no matter what you choose your major to be or where you end up. But I'm super happy with my choice to go to the School of Music at U of M.
Danny Burns, a native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, came to the flute a little later in his life and ended up in Interlochen. He came to Impulse and then Anatomy of Sound and truly learned the ropes before he came here to the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Let's give a Wolverine welcome to Danny Burns.
Hello, my name is Danny Burns. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I am a freshman flute performance major at the University of Michigan. It has been such a pleasure to be able to study in such a wonderful environment with such wonderful people and such a wonderful professor. Wonderful is the word of the day, I guess. Some background about me: I am an alumni from the Interlochen Arts Academy, where I studied with Ms. Nancy Stagnita. It was there I really started cultivating my love for music. While at the Academy, I started to play George Yu's Fantasy for Flute and Piano. I obviously looked up a few recordings, and my favorite one was by someone named Amy Porter. Now, keep in mind, before Interlochen, I had little to no exposure to the classical music world, so please forgive my naivete. This recording that I heard was some of the most astounding flute playing I had ever heard. Truly breathtaking, and it spurred me to try and sound exactly like her. That summer, I had the opportunity to attend Impulse through the University of Michigan. I got to attend a 5-day lesson-filled camp with Amy Porter. I was going to tell her how much her recordings meant to me and how wonderful of a player she was, and gush, and then I got there, and I was absolutely terrified. A flute legend on my computer screen, and she can see me. Oh my gosh. Then Professor Porter introduced herself, and I got to know what a cool person she is. Truly how down to earth she is and how knowledgeable. During the course of the camp, I truly fell in love with the way she taught, even though I was 30 minutes late to our first lesson together, which I am still embarrassed about to this day. I began to take other lessons with her closer to college deadlines, and I passed pre-screens, and, well, here we are. The outcome kind of speaks for itself. I'm beyond thrilled to be able to be a part of this amazing flute studio at UMich. One thing I was sort of shocked by was how nice everyone was. I've always had a tough time comparing myself to others. By that I mean I would get down on myself because I viewed other people as better than me. It really demotivated me because I didn't feel like I could ever reach their level. Here, however, while I still feel like people are better than me, it's exactly the opposite. Everyone is incredibly constructive and nice and welcoming. I always look forward to studio class every week so I can hear my colleagues perform and so I can steal all of their good stuff. Here, I've had the opportunity to perform my solo debut with the Contemporary Directions Ensemble with Jason Ogren. I've been able to try out for competitions, and I'm performing as a soloist at the Great Lakes Flute Festival. I perform with a concert band with my amazing, quote-unquote, Frosh Flute Trio, aptly named by Professor Porter. I have had such a lovely time being able to study here, and I look forward to the years to come. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble about myself, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Let's talk ensembles. This semester, we're hearing great work from 2 symphony orchestras whose members performed with Wynton Marsalis on his epic performance of All Rise. And let's not forget about the annual epic blowout called the Halloween Concert. The section dressed up as the members from Scooby-Doo and prepared a concert that was, as always, memorable, playing all the hard, epic, scary pieces like Berlioz and Mussorgsky without a lot of rehearsal. After that fun concert, some of them went off and played the opera Cunning Little Vixen, and then the orchestras played Stravinsky Circus Polka, Schumann 4, Poulenc Concerto for 2 pianos, Valerie Coleman, 7 O'Clock Shout, Stenhammer's Intermezzo, Godkowski Trombone Concerto, Brahms Piano Quartet, Macmillan, The Confession of Isabel Gaudi. All the Slavonic dances by Dvorak, Berwald, Overture to Estrella di Soria, which I loved, Grieg Peergin Suite, Sibelius Valse Triste, and Sibelius 7. Up next in December, Fanfare on Amazing Grace by Adolphus Hailstork, Spirit of the Wild by Nigel Westlake, and Mahler Symphony No. 1. The bands, they had challenging music this semester, and we're in the retirement year for the director of bands and former guest on Porter Flute Pod, Michael Haithcock. So the bar has been set high. The music for bands has included William Schumann's Chester, Stephen Bryant's Concerto for Alto Saxophone, Stravinsky Symphony of Wind Instruments, and Piazzolla Sinfonia Buenos Aires. Scott Berman's Zoom, Elena Sprecht Into Her Care, Pentland Octet, Sound Painting and Improvisation, and Maslanka, Give Us This Day. They played Mason Bates' Sea Blue Circuitry, Jane Flea III, Solar Testimonies, a Symphony, Michael Dougherty's Song from a Silent Land, and Arturo Marquez' Danzon No. 2. They played Summer Scenes by Stacy Burke, Frozen Heat by Fujikata, Old Wine in New Bottles by Gordon Jacob, Schism by David Biedenbender, and Kleine Dragoschen Music by Kurt Weill. And the chamber music, oh my goodness, Divertimento No. 4 by Soler, Petite Symphony by Gounod, we all love that, Fukushima's Fantasy Pastoral, and Chen Yi wrote Ba Yin. And finally, coming up, Joan Tower, Fanfare for the Uncommon Woman, No. 1, Holst, Hammersmith, Brunnenkant, Tarot, and the world premiere of Vespers, Walking in Beauty by Susan Bhatti. It's a great school for honing your skills in music performance. Meet Erin Cerise. Erin is in a wonderful degree program called Bachelor of Musical Arts, where you can have endless opportunities and not be held down by one idea of what it means to have a music degree. Take it away, Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin Cerise. I'm a freshman in Professor Porter's Flute Studio at the UMich SMTD. I'm from New York and I'm doing a bachelor's in musical arts with a focus on flute performance. As the end of the first semester nears, I've noticed a lot of changes in my playing. Overall, my tone has gotten much lighter and more clear, but with a significant expansion in my dynamic range. Another change is my ability to relax my body while I play and focus on being more still and making helpful physical movements while playing. Learning to relax and control the tension in my body has allowed me to play the flute with a feeling of lightness and relaxation that has improved my playing immensely. Holding tension in my body stopped me from playing with a feeling of effortlessness, and learning to consciously stop holding tension in my body has been one of the most significant changes in my playing and my attitude towards performance. My technique has improved because of all the exercises Professor Porter has given me, including Taffanel Gobert, Carol Winsank's exercises, and Berger etudes. And these techniques they've made learning a lot of new repertoire in a short amount of time much more manageable. Professor Porter has taught me more ways to expand my sound and flow through the instrument and just make music. And she has kept me inspired throughout the semester by having weekly performance classes, lots of recordings that inspire me to be more like her and emulate her playing, and endless opportunities of new pieces to play and new things to explore and learn on the flute. Overall, being a flute major this semester has been really, really great, and I came in I didn't know if I was ready. I was very nervous and I wasn't feeling too inspired, but by the end of the semester, I feel amazing and I feel great, and I just feel ready to learn and to keep working and keep expanding and keep finding new opportunities. So yeah, I would say it's been absolutely great. Thank you.
Alex Chitu is a freshman from Central New York State and really has hung in there with transitioning to a big school. Listen to how she made a slight change and is really happy she did. Thanks for being at Michigan, Alex, and sharing your story.
My name is Alex Chitu. I'm a freshman at the University of Michigan, and I'm from New York. I was originally a flute performance major, but just recently decided to switch to a focus in music education. I decided to make this switch because I'm very passionate about teaching music to kids. I was actually the last person in my class to get a sound on my flute, and the only reason I did was because of help from a student teacher. That teacher helped to begin my love for music as I spent hours practicing and devoting my time to the flute. I can only hope to do that for someone else in the future. During this first half of my freshman year as Professor Porter's student, I have learned how to manage my time efficiently and get my hours of practice in. I have also learned how to organize my practice time so I can learn as much as I can. Practice time in college is one of the most important things for a music student, and it is because of that I have improved as a musician. Learning music now comes much faster for me than it did in high school, and Professor Porter really helped me with my projection. Monthly performance opportunities have also helped me to get used to performing more in both large ensemble and solo settings. I feel that I've grown as a performer and student in just the 3 months that I've been here.
Finally, we have Tyron Holmes. She's from Virginia, and she's choosing music education as well. I had never heard Tyron before the audition. For those of you thinking that there's no way in if you don't know the teacher. Take it away, Tyron.
Hi, my name is Tyron Holmes. I'm from McLean, Virginia, which is just outside of Washington, D.C. I'm a dual degree major in flute performance and instrumental music education. I've really enjoyed my first semester at the University of Michigan. One of my favorite classes I took this fall was the University Philharmonia Orchestra. During high school, I was only in one full orchestra my senior year, so I never really got used to playing in an orchestral setting. Through being in this orchestra in college, I've learned so much about the role of principal flute, second flute, and piccolo in this particular type of ensemble. I've learned how to blend my sound with other instruments in the ensemble and I now enjoy playing orchestral repertoire even more than I did before. A few of my favorite pieces we played this semester were Dvorak's Slavonic Dances, Brahms' Piano Quartet in G minor, and Sibelius' Seventh Symphony. I love the conductor, and it's so much fun being in a wonderful ensemble with all of my talented friends. I always look forward to rehearsals and concerts. I just love everything about this orchestra. One of the best parts of being in an ensemble like this at the University of Michigan is having the opportunity to play in Hill Auditorium. It is such a beautiful concert hall, and being able to play there was life-changing for me. I hope to be in this orchestra again at some point during my time at Michigan.
Thanks for being in Porter Flute Pod to meet the new Blue Flutes. If you'd like to visit us over at porterflute.com, that's our new website for the show. amyporter.com has been revamped so students can go there and click on UMich FAQs or Porter's Curriculum to learn more. You can also find me as Porter Flute and Anatomy of Sound on YouTube, and on Facebook and Instagram, I'm Porter Flute and AOS-Wellness. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful for you.